South Africans had the opportunity to convey their condolences and messages of support to Iran today, and that's after the Iranian embassy opened a book of condolences, this to pay tribute to the country's top military commander, Qasem Soleimani, who was killed in a U.S. airstrike just last week. Well, the assassination has since escalated tensions between the two countries, and Iran launched missiles at two U.S. Army bases in Iraq on Wednesday. Govind Whittles was at the Iranian embassy in Pretoria and joins me now for the very latest. Govind, thank you for your time and welcome. Let's talk about perhaps who came out to pay their last respects and actually even sign in the condolences book today.
A range of different representatives of countries across the world, most of them already allied to Iran in one way or another, and some of the more prominent representatives came from countries such as Russia, as well as Turkey, who are of course strategic allies of Iran. And then on the continent we had representatives from Nigeria as well as Zimbabwe. But further than that, there were also representatives of the so-called global south, including Malaysia, Venezuela, Lebanon, and so on. So it was a range of different countries. Most of the ambassadors came to pay their respects and pledge their solidarity with the ambassador of Iran, but also to sign in the book of condolences, which will be kept there throughout this period and then finally sent back to Tehran. But I had a chance to speak to the ambassador of Iran, the one that's based here in Pretoria, about not only the message that President Cyril Ramaphosa gave his counterpart when they called yesterday, but also what kind of person the Iranians consider General Qasem Soleimani to have been. Let's take a look at what he had to say now.
How it is possible to a general and a hero for the people of Iran is commemorated by all the nation be a terrorist. You can compare with the other terrorists we were witness during the last few years. How we can compare it is the false claims in this regard. The people of the nation of the Middle East are due to his attempt against the terrorists. As you know, all the officials in the Western countries is saying that naturally the Daesh is against Iran. Is the reality?
Govind, what about ordinary South Africans and Iranians who are residents in South Africa?
Yeah, so ordinary South Africans from different groups also arrived to pay their respects, not many of them expecting to have commented publicly, but there certainly was a steady stream of people, not only from local organizations that support the Islamic Republic of Iran, but also Iranians that are based in South Africa but still have relatives in other parts of the country. And remember, one of the big parts of General Soleimani's job, his main job, was to take care of Iran's interests outside of Iran. So to these South Africans or Iranians living in South Africa, he certainly did play a prominent role. I managed to speak to one of them, didn't want to have his identity or his name put out in public, but it was okay to speak on camera. Let's have a look at what he had to say.
He make us to be safe in Iran and in Middle East. He fight against ISIS for a couple of years, and he give his blood for us. And we live in South Africa, but we got family back at home. And when we sleep here, we are relaxed because our mothers, our sisters, they are safe. I come here to appreciate what he done for us. It's a small thing that I could do for him, and I respect him a lot.
And what has the ANC then said about the assassination?
Yeah, it was a very important comment from the ANC. It was always going to determine the direction the country kind of takes. But the ANC calling for restraint at this stage of the conflict between the U.S. and Iran, also saying that it believes the United Nations and its Security Council would be a better place to resolve the differences between the two countries. Also condemns the attack, which it says has created an environment for a retaliation from Iran. So I think the governing party clearly stating what its view was on the attack, but also calling on restraint, not only from the United States of America, but also from Iran.
All right, well, thank you so much, Govind, for this update. Govind Whittles joining us right here, of course, giving us an update on the condolences that have been sent from South Africa to Iran.